Isha, take the Leviathan up. We're leaving.
Kerrigan, you saw something in that lab. In Narud's mind.
I saw Amon. Older than the universe, more powerful than I can understand. And now he's alive again.
Then he shall fall before the swarm, like all the rest.
We don't even know where he is. We must prepare for his coming, but I have a few scores to settle first. Inform the broodmothers. The swarm moves on Korhal. At last, Mengsk will suffer for his crimes. I'm going to Korhal. It's time.
Why are you telling us this, Kerrigan?
There will be ruin, destruction. Millions can die amid the chaos. Valerian, your people will need a leader.
You're right, Kerrigan. They will. If I'm to be that leader, I'll ask only one thing of you. Bring your swarm down outside the city. That will give us time to evacuate.
Korhal is going to be the most difficult battle of my life, and you're asking me to make it harder.
I am.
I was wrong about you, Valerian. You're not like your father. I'll give you your chance. Make the most of it.
My queen, the swarm has assembled above Korhal. The broodmothers await your command.
Tell them to hold position in orbit. Stay out of range of the planet's defenses.
Dominion fleets are converging on our position. Terran troops are arriving from all over the sector.
Broodmother Kalisa, hear me. Have your Leviathans form a blockade. Kill anything coming into the system. Nothing will stop us. Korhal is mine.
I sense a broad frequency emanating from the palace in Augustgrad.
Yes, I sense it too. I can hear.
Dominion forces, this is your Emperor, Arcturus Minsk. Korhal is under attack by the Zerg swarm. Our special weapons lab has been destroyed. Our defenses stripped. Any fleet that can hear my voice, return to Korhal. The seat of human power is under assault. Come, men. Defend your home.
Trapped like a rat in a cage, aren't you, Arcturus?
I have never seen so many Terrans. They are pulling everything back to defend this world.
Their orbital defenses will kill millions of us before we even hit the ground.
The Terrans have no chance. We are numberless. We are the swarm.
The swarm is engaged with Korhal's orbital defenses. We are ready to begin the surface invasion. My queen, your Leviathans are in position.
Unleash the swarm.
We will lose countless drop pods in the opening moments.
We're sending millions. Even if only a fraction gets through, it'll still be more than enough to take out these orbital defenses from the ground.
Has broken through the orbital defense network.
Zerg! Blast it!
Dominion ground forces have secured this area. Our bio-launchers cannot survive without support.
I'm going to handle this personally. Send in all the drop pods. They should be centered around this region. Alert me the moment one breaks through. I'll make sure the launcher survives.
Hello and welcome back to StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm. When we last left off, we had just defeated Dr. Narud, whoever he may have been. I mean, presumably he was just Duran, but
time.
that entire storyline has been so poorly
The
explained.
first biolauncher and its escort are entering Korhal's atmosphere.
Show me where it will land.
It will arrive here, my queen.
Your queenless.
And now, even though the fate of the universe hangs in the balance, we have decided that we absolutely have to give Menks a good old slap in the face before we do anything like that. Even though previously, in StarCraft 1, Kerrigan had Menks on the ropes and decided that she'd let him live because she thought that would be even crueler than
You've
killing
made a
him.
grave mistake. Setting foot on my world, Kerrigan. I will deliver you and your swarm back to whatever hell you crawled out of.
I guess she just didn't count on Menks rebuilding his entire empire in less than 4 years somehow, and becoming so strong as if
What
the
is it
Zerg
this
never
time?
decimated him in the first place. Either way, you know the drill of how these missions works. By now, we're going to build up our base, while Kerrigan and her little entourage just holds the fort until we can just reach an absolutely unstoppable
The
mass of power.
biolauncher is about to land. It will be vulnerable for a short period.
The music here is very cool. It's I
Retribution.
don't think I've heard this piece before outside of this particular mission. Maybe I've just not been paying well enough attention. As you can see, I'm building up my little Baneling army because they last longer than the cooldown of making Banelings, so making a big Baneling army is a good idea when you've got Kerrigan idling around doing
The
nothing in
Dominion's
particular.
Draken defense network
importance.
is destroying most of our biolaunchers in orbit.
We already
Which
know
means
that.
we
That's
can't
the
afford
plot
to
of this
lose the
mission.
ones that get through. It is
Indeed, so we're going to defend them. We already know this. Now, unfortunately, the Terran army that attacked just wasn't ready for all those Banelings. We are good. Now, these final missions, I think there's like 3 or 4 more missions to go on Korhal, and they do, admittedly, get a little bit tough. There's not as much room for error in these missions as there has been before, though even then, for a difficulty called Brutal, there shouldn't have been any room for error to begin with. But point is, I failed on this mission a couple of times before recording this successful run, so the strategy that I use on this one, which is essentially just build lots of stuff, but lots of the right stuff, lots of ropes and banelings. I told you in the Narud mission that you could just build Ultralisks and pretty much nothing else from now on. And while I maintain that that's true, that has worked for me for the very final mission of the game, so it's probably what to do. It seems for this one it didn't quite cut the mustard. And my legendarily bad rally points are striking again, losing my roaches for no adequate reason,
make you pissed.
using up every scrap of money I've got on army. Basically what I want to do is I want to destroy this
What
Terran
is it
base as
this
quickly as
time?
possible, because there are minerals there. Now, there are in fact other mineral points on the map. This is a map where you could get...
The biolauncher is breaking through Korhal's defenses.
We
This is a
adapt.
map where you get 3, maybe even 4 maps, 4 bases go up if
It
you
is time.
find them fast enough, but I don't. Again, I don't know where everything is. I'm only doing this from memory. Now, Kerrigan's ultimate ability to summon basically an army will once again prove to be the best thing ever. So you can take this base super early with minimal investment. Again, I'm sorry I haven't showed off the Leviathan or the Apocalypse, but they're just...
Capital.
they're not as
Destroy
good.
them, and my brood can enter Augustgrad.
Good thinking. I'll break the gates open if I have time.
They're just not as good as a big damn army for free. And oopsie poopsie, it looks like I've screwed up yet again. So long as these these warhounds or hellhounds or whatever they're called, I forget. Hell something. Hell bots. Anyway, so long as they're busy with my spine crawlers, we can protect the bile launcher, which is useful. And of course, the drones I was confidently sending to take that base, actually, they didn't have a good time. So again, there's not much room for error on this difficulty, but there is still room for error even this far in the game. I royally screwed up the taking of that base. I lost most of my defences at home. I lost a good portion of my army here, and I wasted a lot of drones needlessly. But it's no big deal.
Your queen listens.
Because Kerrigan can make banelings for free. There we go. Grounded drone number 2. Ready. Come on. Wait. Uh-oh. Might as well take it now. I don't see it holding us back. My army is pretty decently sized still, even after the battle it took, and there's really not much in the way of defenses at all. So yeah, the bonus objectives of this map is just to take down these gates, which will make for like a swarm of Zerglings coming in, Zagara having some fun. I don't actually know if there's any reason to do the bonus objectives outside of achievements. Because of course Kerrigan is already max level. Move into the city! We'll do Zagara, but yeah. So there's no reason to get Kerrigan levels anymore, obviously, because she's max level, but obviously we're still going to do bonus objectives. Why wouldn't we? We've got to get that feeling of completionism. It's the only way to live. I'm glad to see that Lyote survived that assault.
A bio-launcher is about to arrive on Korhal's surface.
Must say they're very sort of relaxed creatures, aren't they, Lyotes? There's like all of this going on around them, and they're just sort of casually sauntering around. Don't even make an effort to run or just do much of anything. So, we've got our new base up. Obviously I will be making an effort to defend it at some point, but priority number 1 is this bad boy right here. And I think my base should be okay for now, without immediate defense. Because of course the Terrans are going to be focusing on the bad boy, the aforementioned bad boy. Gives us a couple of minutes to sort this all out. I think that's what we're doing now. Here they come. They're bringing in the tanks. But jumping banelings beat tanks.
My queen, the next bio-launcher is landing in hostile territory. The Dominion base must be destroyed to secure the landing area.
Sons of Korhal, eliminate the Queen of Blades.
So there you go, I've got a brand new army called down. I love the fact that I can just do that every couple of minutes. It's beautiful. And now I'm gonna, sugar. Oh, Swizzle Sticks. Well, yet again I chose the exact wrong time to leave my base, but luckily the Terrans, they prioritise spine crawlers even when it doesn't make sense to do so, so my base is essentially going to survive quite nicely. So yeah, basically I've got a new brand spanking army. I'm making my own Hydralisks now. Production is ramping up. Things are looking good. This mission is going smooth. Smooth as the bonnet of a Porsche. Of course, I need to make more spines and spores. And, of course, we need to kill this bunker because he's being a jerk. What's going on here? What? Oh, no. As it turns out, they can destroy bio launchers that you've already completed. So, I have learned a valuable lesson today about just sticking a couple of spine crawlers around everything. Just spine crawlers everywhere. That is my tactic. As you can see, I'm now clearing out the 3rd base. I don't know if I'm going to utilise it yet. Probably will do after the bio launcher falls, but
I will alert you when its replacement arrives.
Cool. So, yeah, it's no big deal. Even though they explicitly said we cannot lose any that fall through. You can, in fact, lose some that fall through. That's fine. Let me see if... you're not allowed to lose 3. Okay, I just had to enlarge the screen to see what the deal was there. And yeah, so long as we've not lost 3, everything is tiddly-dee. It looks like I'm indeed taking base trace. this single Hydralisk will be the lone defender I need. Followed by all of this. More overlords. What are you... Kerrigan's all the overlord we need, surely. She's the Queen of Blades. And, obviously those drones going in to make spine crawlers came in just a wee bit too late, and we can't guarantee that another bio launcher will fall there, so... In fact, I don't think it will. I think it'll fall somewhere else entirely. So there's no point putting spines there right now, so I'm going to send them to space, but more realistically I'm going to send them to their deaths, because I just have the worst luck. The absolute worst luck. Haha! Aerial Baneling attack. You didn't see that coming, did you? Obviously Banelings versus Thors is not an ideal matchup, but as long as you can make them for free, why not? Oh dear, you exploded for no good reason. That must suck.
Mineral field depleted.
But either way, so we've got base number 3 up just in time for the minerals to start depleting on my first base, so I probably didn't need to make a new batch of drones for this base after all. I could have just transferred the drones from base 1 to base 3 and just kept a constant rotation of 2 bases, but it's just a lesson to learn for the next time I inevitably play this. Now, surely this is enough defense. Yeah, come on. I should put down more spores. Oh, one of them escapes. There we go. I'm not going to let that ever happen again. I want total domination. But either way, that was the wimpiest Terran harassment I've ever seen.
Here momentarily.
There you go, now it's time for some extreme spine crawler action around here. And... oh yeah. How is that for a dynamic entry? It's time to take the second bonus objective. What are we going to take? Oh, shields! 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 Shields are good. My forces are under attack, but look at me, I'm so cool, I'm so suave, I don't even care. All I care about is defending the heck out of these bio launchers. There we go, down goes the gate.
Another gate has fallen. Flood their pitiful city.
And my army's starting to look decently unstoppable. I'm happy with the unstoppability of what I've got going on here. Good old Roach Hydra combo.
Your queen listens.
It's actually been a long time since I watched StarCraft 2 competitively, so I don't know what the metagame is at the minute. But when I recorded this, I remember that the Roach Hydra combo was just starting to be favoured by a lot of pro players. They were abandoning Ling, Bling, Muta, and going into sort of Roach Hydra for like any composition, and it appealed to me, so I thought I'd try it here, and obviously it works well. But most compositions work well in single player because, well, the AI just doesn't know what to do ever. Forces are under attack because, oh no, dearly, they have got the high ground. It's over, Anakin.
You have your orders. Remove the Zerg threat.
Night Wolves. Ooh. Guess these are the eponymous Night Wolves, these Banshees. Well, now they're just rubble. So my army position is a bit wonky here. I think I didn't need to bring so much down here onto the low ground after just finally taking the high ground. I probably should have stuck on high ground in fact. But either way, the third gate is here. Let's have some fun. Kerrigan just blasting that out of the sky because she can. We all wish we could be Kerrigan.
The final gate has fallen. Move quickly.
Zagara, take your brood into the city while I secure the bio launchers.
Yes, my queen.
Presumably
My
after...
queen,
oh.
the next bio launcher is arriving.
Presumably after taking that bio launcher and needlessly losing those 4 Hydralisks and all those roaches that were heading through. After doing all that, I presume then I'm going to deal with that high ground base, because Terran don't deserve high ground bases. Certainly we do. We deserve all bases. So right, a Zerg, and as you can see, my economy is just absolutely booming. My army is massive. Those poor little creatures, whatever they were, just died a horrible death. That guy just exploded for no good reason. My army tends to do that. I've got quite a volatile, suddenly exploding army. I think more video games should feature spontaneous explosion as a feature. I know I just said something that should feature something as a feature, which was just redundant grammar on my part, but you know what I'm saying. More games. Just imagine like Skyrim, for example. You're having a good time, you wander in Skyrim, taking in the beautiful sights, the mountains, the waterfalls, the vast open tundras, and then your character explodes. Just picture it, eh? That'll teach you. That will teach you to quick save. That'll teach you to quick save so damn much. But
Yes.
no, I think I'm onto something here. I think my spontaneous explosion plan is a winning idea. In fact, I should get on Kickstarter with this. There we go. Choke point, not necessarily the best place for my army, but when you've got numbers like this, it doesn't even matter. And it looks like I've decided to say... I thought I had said screw it to the high base and was just going over there, but no, it looks like I've got something else on my mind. I don't know what it could possibly be. I can't be defending the next bio launcher already because there's like over a minute to go. No, it looks like I really am going for the bio launcher. Ooh, look at me splitting my forces in two. We're getting to levels of tactical genius right now. Something else just exploded. I saw it. I don't know why they did that, but I love it. My spine crawler wall, I'm very happy with it right now. These are sort of spine walls I dream of. You died valiantly, banelings. You'll make our job that little bit easier when the time goes to wipe the pitiful Terran presence off the map. Let's get the creep creeping in. It will lower the Terran's morale.
Is about to arrive. Prepare for its defense.
It will lower their morale to see the creep ever so slowly getting over there. It will fill them with terror and dread, and that's what we want, because terrified Terran soldiers tend to accidentally shoot themselves in the face. Well, they don't, but imagine if that was a feature. Spontaneous foot shooting. Something else to add to my Kickstarter. What have we got here? Spine crawl? No, it's... Why, it's a little bit more creep. We might as well get the whole map looking purple. I see no adequate reason. Oh no! My creep! It looks like it did lower their morale, but they just weren't standing for it. They decided now is the time to bring in the two undefended battle cruisers. I think this might have been a bad idea. Granted, I only have like a handful of hydralisks, so not much of my army is actually doing any damage to these battle cruisers, but my roaches were there for moral support, and that's all that really matters. My economy is out of control. I don't know why I've not completely maxed out my army yet. Surely I should do that any second now. Why am I sending one of my really expensive hydralisks to scout? What am I like? Goodness gracious. What am I like? Well, I'm like something. That much is certain. Alright, we're done. The defense is over.
Korhal's defense cannons have been destroyed. The swarm is gathering on the surface.
Destroy the Dominion's bases. Drive them into the city.
Sounds good. So now it's time for the juicy part of the mission, the part where all we have to do is just kill everything. Still don't understand why I haven't maxed out my army. It's not like I can't afford it. Oh, yeah. There we go.
What is it this
There
time?
we go. Of course, they'll just have to be reinforcements at this point because I can't be bothered to wait for them to join the fold. It's time. Oh, Kerrigan. Good scan, Terran. Good scan. You suspected my army was there, but you have no way of knowing. Let's see what you do with that valuable scouting information. Oh, and here comes one of the armies. This screen is Zerg right now. This is pure, unadulterated Zerg, and I can't get enough of it. It's a shame the army's melting so quickly. I want more bloodshed. I want more. Oh well, looks like we've shed all the blood we can, so I'm going to say goodbye for now.
Forces are in full retreat.
You enjoy the rest of this video.
Have my broodmothers deploy their forces.
I'm basically just going
Move
to...
your broods further into the city. Take up positions around the palace.
Just gonna see you
Yes,
later.
my queen.
It's time to dethrone the Emperor.
Your revenge is close now. Nothing can stop it.
Don't underestimate Minsk. He is by far the most cunning enemy we've ever faced. If I should fall, you must take the swarm from Korhal.
Flee? This is not the way of the Zerg.
Yet it is my will. You will obey my command, and take the swarm to seek our true enemy. Find Amon. Destroy him before he can enslave the swarm again.
As you command.
Here you are, at the enemy's doorstep. It is almost over.
I don't think it will be that simple. It never is with Arcturus. He thinks around you, that one. He knows where you'll walk before you do.
But you've been part of so many of his plans. As accomplice or victim? I am sure you learned a trick or two, yes?
I did. We'll find out very soon if I was a good student.
There were so many ways to fail. I feared we would not make it to the surface, but we did. You have made us so powerful, but when you have your revenge, will you leave us?
I am one with the swarm, Isha. If we survive this fight, we have even greater battles ahead. We will face them together. You sit in that palace like a spider at the center of its web. But your web is falling apart around you, Minsk.
I have seen more of the Terrans than ever before. In some way, I feel sorry for them.
How so?
They have their nations and their clans, but each one of them is alone inside. I wish I could help them by taking their essence for the swarm and then killing them.
The Terrans have no idea you're with me. They don't know about the Primal Zerg.
We will collect them.
You will surprise them. They have always used our psionic connection against us.
The Primal Zerg do not have this connection. The Primal Zerg do not need this.
Exactly.